Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Life Chronicles with Adeife, where we unpack life just as it is, real and unfiltered. And today's topic is becoming your own person, the shift from living other people's shadows to building your own life. And I have a guest here with me, so sit back and enjoy. Hi Halia, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
So welcome to Life Chronicles with Adeife, and we are glad to have you here. I'm asking you some questions and would like you to be unfiltered as possible because the audience would like to know quite a lot. Thank you. So, can you please tell us about yourself? Yeah.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Alia and I'm a 400 level medical student at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos. I am am I supposed to say my age?
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything about you?
I'm a 2-year-old adult and I'm also a photographer, creative director, taking up a couple of roles here in school.
Thank you. So, do you want to say more things about yourself, or that is finally okay?
I feel like as we progress, we'll get into it because I don't know the life history I'm supposed to.
Okay. So, can you tell us who you were, where you were growing up? Basically, a summary of the kind of person you were growing up.
Okay, so growing up, I was a very quiet kid actually. Very focused on my books, as everyone here. Focused on my books, focused on learning new things. I grew up in a fairly stable environment with my mom, dad, and two other siblings. I'm the eldest of three. So there's me, there's a boy, and there's a girl. We grew up pretty comfortably, lived here in Lagos, occasionally traveled back to the north because I am from the north. And I had a good exposure. Like, my family was quite liberal, so they exposed me to things. I had access to things that people my age or kids my age, especially girls, didn't have access to growing up in the north. So I'm always grateful for that. Growing up, I learned a whole lot of stuff. I learned to talk better, to try and strive and do things better than people my age. But I was still a very quiet kid.
Thank you. Remember back then when we were speaking, you told me that in secondary school you used to be a shadow of yourself. Can you please explain what that means and what it felt like for you?
Okay, so being a shadow of myself, it felt like I was I was a kid. Obviously, we are all children then. We didn't exactly know who we were. We didn't exactly know what we were doing. But it just felt like I wasn't because I would wake up every day and go to bed every day feeling like I haven't done anything that day. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how best to put it. But it felt like I was watching myself go through the motions, like a robot going through the motions. And I wasn't particularly enjoying what I was doing. I was just doing it because I had to. And it wasn't fun. Wake up, same routine, go back to sleep, repeat. It felt like I was a shadow of myself. And the things that I actually wanted to do, the things that in my head would spark excitement were things that I never brought to life. So it felt like I was a shadow of myself.
Okay, so um were you pressurized back then in secondary school? Did anybody put you under any pressure? Maybe you see your classmate doing big things and like, oh my god, I've not done any of these things, or what am I even doing in my life? Did
Okay,
that come to?
so I don't think there was any pressure then. The pressure in universities was secondary school. No one was really trying to do anything. It's just pressure of book. So if you're talking about pressure of relating to academics, then definitely you want to be amongst the top 30, amongst the top 20, and if you don't, you start feeling like what have I done? I'm not good enough. That kind of stuff. So yeah, there was definitely pressure. Nobody has to directly put it on you. And we live in a typical Nigerian household. You bring your school results back. The person that got number one, does they have two heads? And then you have to just take that. Like it felt like you were not doing anything right unless you were the best. So that was a problem. That was where the whole pressure was coming from.
So I just remembered something. When I was in secondary school then, from just one to my SS2, I think I was always first. Just one to just three, I was always first, and I used to get every of the prizes: best in CRS, best in businesses, best in business science, basic science. All those see a lot
Share.
that because the fact that July was graduating ceremony and was my birthday. After every graduating ceremony, which was like a few days for my birthday, a few days for my birthday, one or two, My dad would buy me cake, take me out, give me money because I collected a lot of prize and all of that. But when I got to SS2, I didn't want to take further math. I disliked further maths because I didn't like that course. I don't know. And I felt like it was one that brought my results. So I think I jumped third from first. Yeah, I remembered. And I went home. The first my mommy said was, "What are you disturbing you have been?" And
Hey.
I'm like, see, there's a way my mom said it is that I could not eat for 3 days. And trust me, it was really bad. And I felt that pressure of, okay. And the person that was first just came from under school, just joined us, and just like taking first. Can imagine how it can be. So I
Yeah.
actually relate. So especially if your parents are now these maybe academic people, it was really, really crazy. And when I reasoned back, I think second term or third term, I can't remember. I was reading like there was no tomorrow. Everything I wanted to do was read, 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 read. Anyway, leaving secondary school, I just kept getting second till I left secondary school because the first I could not get it again and I gave up. So yeah, those pressures can actually happen sometimes. So what was the turning point for you where you said, okay, I really need to start being myself. I need to stop being in people's shadow. I need to start becoming my own person. What was that turning point? What was the trigger to that turning point?
I believe that after secondary school, it was still not exciting. Graduation. I remember my secondary school graduation. I was not really feeling it. I just put on my graduation gown, makeup, whatever. And after that, there's this jam thing, the whole YX entering. You're trying to study medicine and surgery. It's a battle. Pressure from your family, the extended family. Everybody's just looking at you and waiting to see what's going to happen. And then I think at some point I started to rebel. Like I didn't. So I graduated 2018, but I had to write jam the second time. That first time I wrote it, my heart was genuinely knowing it. I didn't want to. I feel like I was just doing it because
Like you're
okay,
forced.
yeah, like I've paid for the jam form. Wife is here. Let's just write this and I get to it. I wasn't interested in studies. I was tired because it was not something I enjoyed. It was not something that was exciting. And the whole medicine and surgery thing, it was primary school, professional day. Your mommy will bring white
Doctor,
coat, doctor,
stethoscope.
yes, pink stethoscope, and you to be like, hey, I'm a doctor. So that was the only thing I ever knew. There was no space to really explore other things. So the turning point for me was actually getting into school and realizing that I'm not really a
You're
fan
more
of,
than
yeah,
this.
like what's going on here? 100 level competition. I thought secondary school was the worst of it all, but you come here, people was trying to do
Five
first
five point
class.
zero.
You have to pass this. Every single lecturer is reminding you, you're just pre-med, you've not gone anywhere. Can you
You've
come?
not crossed.
Exactly, you've not crossed. So I finished secondary school, I've gotten into Unilag, and people are telling me, oh, you don't belong in Unilag. You have to enter Lutz. Like the whole thing was just so the pressure was too much, and I was like, this is not the, even if I like pressure because I love being busy, I love working, but this is not the kind of pressure me I'm
I
looking for in
want.
life. So that 100 level period, the main turning point came during crossover. That 8 months, yes, that 8 month strike. They released two lists. The first list,
Three actually.
three. The first list had people that crossed over. They didn't release the second list till 8 months later. They can imagine that between the first that 8 months, you'll
List.
be imagining that
Where
oh,
will you be?
you didn't cross over. They even put me in a different department completely. It was a terrible. I think that 8 months highlighted the worst parts of my life ever, as far as I can remember. But was also a turning point for me because I that was the point I shed off every single academic pressure on myself. I stopped caring about it. I decided to treat it the way it was treating me. Yes, I remember having that thought that if this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life, then I'd rather just cut you off. This toxic relationship. It was depressing, it was bad. It was also the point where my parents started to understand me better because and their daughter was not coming out of the room. She was not eating properly. She was always sad. She was not talking to her friends. She was not doing anything, all because of this whole. It's
Medical
yeah.
school.
So it messed them up a bit too, and they were like, you know what? Let's just let her do whatever. And that was also the period that I discovered a lot of other things. Like I've always been a creative. I've always loved art. The first thing I remember ever loving was photography, taking pictures, capturing memories. So during that period, I let myself try those things. For the last couple of 3 to 4 months before we called off the strike, I plucked up the courage and I met my dad and I told him that I wanted to do things that I actually wanted to. I wanted to just enjoy myself. I wanted to do things that I liked. and photography was one of them. And he didn't hesitate. He signed me up for a an actual photography academy, and I started learning it. I also spent more time online, discovering a lot of creative things. Really fell into, and I enjoyed it. Like these were things that I enjoyed, and I could see that they could bring stuff back for
If
me.
you could turn back the hands of time, you would not pick medicine.
Lie, I'll not be. I mean, I love the fact that I'm studying something that is so honorable, so respectable. I'll probably at some point practice, save lives. Maybe I'll find something that will spark my joy. But if I could reasonably turn the hands of time back, I would plan adequately, and
Not pick medicine.
medicine will not be part of it. It would probably still be something in the medical course, maybe physiotherapy, but I would not.
Pick
I wouldn't take
medicine.
medicine.
Medicine takes your time, your energy,
Yes,
everything about you.
emotional, mental, everything takes everything
You know,
away.
it's more funny because you are trying to. So, medical school, medical student, medical life, medical doctor, everything about medical or medicine is a really terrible face to be. So you wake up in the morning, go to school, prepare to go to school, then ward round. You're tired. You being the medical student or medical doctor, you're tired, you're exhausted, and you get to ward round. You want to rest. Then you see someone struggling, like someone struggling for oxygen, or someone
Yeah.
something will always happen, and you're like, so there's a particular patient we have in my unit. This baby, sorry, she's 1 year old, and she has hydrocephalus. This baby is so cute, and we're told that this baby might not even survive up to 3 4 years. Now imagine the kind of news, like it feels that, oh, you're coming to school to learn, but even though you have your own problems, meeting people problems, like it's very interwoven, and you're just like, what kind of life is this? So
Yeah.
medical school is not a real place. I need to create
At all.
sanity for yourself, because if you do not, I mean, you are preparing for one exam, then after the exam you see your results, you're like, hey, what's this? Then you move on again. Like, you just, there's no space to breathe. You just keep moving and keep moving. Anyway, I don't know if I should try to do medical school, but
Don't do it. Me, I'll tell you.
if you want
Don't
to,
do
if
it.
it's your passion, go for it. But if you genuinely ask me, don't let people force you to go into medicine. Be sure that you want to do medicine because you want to do medicine, because medicine will test you. If it is not from passion and genuine understanding of what medical school is, please do not be forced to do medicine. Anyway, our next question from you, Miss Alia. So you mentioned that you lost a loved one when you were in school. Can you tell us how that affected you personally and emotionally and even academically? Then you probably at some point struggled with low scores. Can you tell us how that impacted you? How that season was for you? And are you able to come over it? So two in one question.
Hmm. I think this is the first time I've ever answered this kind of. That's a large one. But so I lost my dad in 200 level. That's the fresh year. Everybody's coming and things are new. We had four modules then: 201, 202, 203, 204, and it happened right at the beginning of 203. And 203 was supposedly the hardest one of all. I remember, fun fact, my last good score, the last time I saw 70 something on my score was, and at that 202 period. After that, I stopped bothering about it because it felt like I was always in school. I was always busy. I was doing other things. I didn't want to just be all about medical school. I was trying to get my work life balance up. So I was very busy. I wasn't really going home a lot. I wasn't really calling home or doing all of that. So when it all happened, I felt very angry at myself, and I felt very angry at medical school. Because let's say I was doing an ordinary course, then this whole not having time for other stuff would not be a problem. It just felt like this whole time that I spent on medical school, I'm not even getting anything back, and I lost someone who was very dear
Yeah,
to
to
me.
you.
So I started to resent medical school a lot. I don't even know how I finished. I wrote those other exams and crossed into 300 and 400. I never failed like completely because, but aside 300 level, I feel like it was just my friends always pulling up for me and making sure that my head. Okay, so my friends really helped me a lot, but it affected me mentally. I could not bring myself to do daily things that I enjoyed, and I started to hate even the things that I used to like. That was the period I hated photography. I hated school. That one was a normal, and since then I've never recovered from the whole school thing. I just do not feel like. medical. I've sacrificed so much for medical school mentally and emotionally that I never ever want to invest that much into it ever again. And it basically just messed me up. Socially, I was a completely different person. I if I didn't hold on to, I mean, if my friends did not hold on to me, I don't think we'd still be friends. That kind of thing. I just let go of everything, and I'm still at a stage. I'm still getting out of it. You don't get over something like that. You just have to grow every single day and recognize that you grieve as much as you loved them. So the fact that I'm still grieving and I'm still getting out of it means that I loved him as much, and I think he'll be very proud of how far I've come. Yes. As for the low scores, 300 level pattern found. Whenever I stepped into the exam hall to write, I knew that I had failed this thing.
So, mm,
So when I saw the results, it was always like,
you
when
expected
yeah,
them.
I expected it. I remember pharmacy first. That was I think it was pharmacy pharmacology. That was the first result they released. I saw F. I was in the middle of what was I doing? We had just finished micro or something. I
Oh
saw
yes.
yeah. I saw my F. Went to go and eat my food. Went to my hostel to watch film or do whatever or sleep. Yes, because I didn't get any sleep. Slept. The next couple of Fs, I remember I was like, that's a lot though.
You're really strong. I
my
mean,
my my friends were more worried about my results than I was because I'll see the F more fairs and then I go back to sleep. I have gotten to this point where you could say it's dangerous for medical students, maybe, where the grades genuinely do not bother me anymore because I know what I experienced during that 8 months,
mm,
giving it your all, giving it everything, even though this is not something that even excites you, and then it's just knock you one mad score, and you feel start feeling like, wow, what did I do wrong? Am I just dumb? This is not what I want out of life.
it's really even worse when you read for so much,
So much,
so long.
like you, in fact, in your head, you know that I've read. You think I've read enough for 80/100. I've read enough for 90/100, and then they knock you 50,
And it's even more scary that you have classmates that don't read as much as you do and they
and they're
get good
doing
marks. They're like,
incredibly well.
bro,
For me personally, I believe that 100 level period, I had still not, because there's a particular way you read in secondary school that's different from how you read in 100 level. So in 100 level, I had still not understood how medical school
to
reading
works.
was. So by the time I understood it, that was 200 level, and then everything spiraled after I lost my dad. And I'm the kind of person who excels at what they like. I didn't like medical school. I don't like medical school. So I do not see myself doing MBBS horns, MBBS, I'm a doctor. No. I do appreciate the course. I appreciate the beauty of it, saving lives. It's an amazing thing. It's a whole lot, honestly. It's not something that just anybody can do. But I don't think I have to be that person. I don't think I have to
There are
push
people that
that.
will do that.
There are
So
people
worry.
that would do that. I would still practice. I would still save lives, but it's not that deep. It's never that deep that I would sacrifice myself for it. Dealing with the low scores, my friends always made sure that I was solving PQs, I was on top of AOCs. Because mind you, 300 level, one thing I did was I tried to avoid my grief. I tried to make myself busy. I think that was the busiest period of my life. I was taking on gigs. I was photography gigs, even though photography is something I always wanted to keep as a hobby. But because I just wanted to wake up in the morning and know, oh, I have this thing to do. I don't have time to sit down and think. Take on gigs, working twice as hard, going for classes. Sometimes my attendance was absolutely shit. I wasn't going for all those labs. I wasn't the serious student. I was just focusing on other things, just keeping myself busy. That 300 level period, that result was definitely. I started reading like what 2 to 3 weeks before
For
close,
MB.
before the main close. All those other courses, away out of the road. I didn't even know what was going on, and I was falling sick a lot. My health took a really bad decline from 2023 ending all the way to now. My asthma developed. My ulcer, anemia, all of those
Wow.
things. Like it's always, I'm
That's
always
serious.
holding on to my health with very careful hands.
Hmm.
Then I was very nonchalant about it. My mom was always worried, always driving to school every week. Oh, you call her today. This has happened to Alia. Oh, she come. This has happened. She come again. So it was just a very terrible year, that period. But I came out of it. Did PQ, did AOC, passed, and here we are.
Wow. I mean, so I'm sure that if you've listened to this point, then you deserve Cold Pepsi and a snack. And you can let me know what you've learned so far in the comment section. Let me know if you have questions. And you can send me a direct mail if you don't want to put it in the chat box. I'm going to put my mail at the end of the video. So last question for you, Miss Alia. For someone who is watching this video and is stuck in being someone else, what advice will you tell them? What will be the first step they should take?
Okay, what I would say to them is allow yourself to hit that low point, that absolute point where you can get up from. Because when you hit that, when you get baseline, it's only up from there. Allow yourself to discover things about yourself, what you actually like. Try to invest time into it. Give yourself grace. I'm currently, yes, I'm a medical student, fine. But the other things I do just help me even get through the med school itself. I'm a photographer, I am a marketer, I work with brands, I work with creators, I'm in the creative space, I'm in different other spaces that serve me. I have come out of my shell and I love exactly where I am. So if you don't let yourself hit that low point, you're never going to get back up. Stop listening to people. Like you are your own person. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to do anything. There's no magical point. You have to create it. I attended a conference recently, and one of the founders of the founder of Rough and Tumble, she said something about how living properly is all about you live by design and not by default. As
Mm,
soon as they give birth to you, there's a particular life that is just planned out for you. And it's up, if you want to take it, take it. But if you don't want it, then create the kind of life you want,
you want.
design it, go for certain things, bring yourself out of your shell, meet people you want to meet, say what you want to say. There's no time to waste time. I like using
Mm,
that statement a lot. No time to waste time. Do what you want to do when you want to do it. Obviously, you're not perfect. There's going to be so many low points. There's going to be failures, but the number of failures you encounter is just setting you up for like bigger
mm-hmm.
wins. Just don't hold
And forgive
yourself back.
yourself. Like
Forgive
you make
yourself.
mistakes.
Make mistakes. Give yourself
You make
grace.
silly mistakes.
Very facts, very silly mistakes. You will cry a lot. You will see shaggy. And this is all about personal conflict. Like forget other people even coming to it. Personal conflict. You yourself would feel like, what the hell am
Not
I
doing
doing?
enough.
I'm not doing enough. What's going on? But as long as you wake up every day and you're enjoying what you're doing, or you don't even need
Just
to
keep
have
at it.
gotten to do it, because I haven't gotten to the big goal. I don't think I even have a certain big goal. I just want to continue living life the way I want to, just in the way that excites me, in the way that sparks me, in the way that gives back to the community the way I want to. If I can do that, then I think I'm very
You
happy
lived
and
a
I'm very,
fulfilled
yeah, I've lived
life.
a fulfilled life. So don't let yourself, and don't stay in one place for too long. If you're
Mm.
feeling sad, don't remain there. Come out of it.
Go and buy smoothie.
Go and buy smoothie. Spend that money. Spend that money. Go and buy
I think I learned
smoothie.
that. I learned that recently. I used to be like, I've saved this money. I'm not touching it. This other one. Even when
No
I
one's going
make,
to touch it
even
for
when
you.
I make more money, I'm like, I want to use money to do this. But there was one time I was like, God forbid, though, if you just buy today, who will spend that money?
Nobody is going to stay there, or you random people will come and carry out of
So you
it.
just feel like
Spend your
take care
money.
of yourself.
Yeah, if you have money, do two things with it. Either spend it on yourself or invest it for the
Hmm.
future generation or whatever emergency pops up. Or spend it on yourself. Go to the movies, go on dates, carry your man
Hmm.
along, carry your babe. Yes, carry your babe. Buy things for yourself, invest in your looks. You
Be
want to look
happy.
pretty, do it. Want to walk down the
Just
runway,
take
do
that
it.
tattoo.
Just do things. Honestly, just create. Tap into that part of you that medical school is trying to dim. Because I know medical school is dimming
A
parts
lot of
of
people.
people.
And I
So
think one thing that the first step I think that I'm going to advise anybody is you need to define yourself. So nobody can define you for yourself. You need to say, okay, this is who I am. This is what I like. So growing up for me personally, I'm being this person that I'm very vocal. Like you, and that's why sometimes it feels like growing up, you used to feel like I was rude because you can't mess with me and you get. I'll be like, man, this thing you did is rubbish. You don't do this. So growing up, I was a very vocal person. I knew that I was going to be in a public space and I was going to always engage people. Even though growing up too, I used to talk so fast. I felt like my tongue was twisted. It's not that it has gotten way better. So my point is define yourself, know what you want to do. For someone like me now, I have people that are doing crypto and they are doing well. Some people are doing different things. I mean, and some people are even very low key and are doing their things. So you don't have to be popular for you to see live life the way you want to live life. Like
yeah,
define life in your own way.
and never
I
compromise.
actually I have a friend that says even if she has 1 billion today, nobody would know. Like she just wants to travel around the world and spend it on herself. Like so that kind of person now, even if she has 1 billion, you would not know except maybe you're a friend or you and some people, even if they have 100 million, everybody would know because that's the kind of lifestyle they want or they've been building. So never say never. Build yourself, sit down, make a map. You cannot be Adefe. You cannot be Aliyah. You can only be yourself, and you can be yourself. You can learn. You can
Period.
admire them, and
Period.
you might want to know how they are doing things. Oh, and if how did you do this? Because then people come to ask me those questions. How did you do this? How did you set up this one, that? It is fine to ask them. Ask those questions. Get to know them. Then apply it. It's not that you will do everything hook, line, and sinker. No, you cannot be them. Just and ask for people in your space. Basically, if you want to be creative, now, I mean, you get, if you want to do photography, videography, you know people that you can ask them for advice, ask them for how they did it. Then put that in how to shape yourself, and not that you can't be someone else. Just take that a step at a time. And whenever you're feeling sad, please talk to someone. You're feeling depressed, you're feeling bad, school is stressing you, work, family, go on a break. See, you need that break. Even if it's shutting down your phone for days, it might be hard, trust me. But I did it for 4 months in fire 200 level. So you can do it. If don't say anything that makes you happy. Because you need yourself first. And you need to be selfish at some point with yourself. If you are not,
People will
then
use you.
I think I learned that in the I used to be like, I
People
don't
will
tell
use
people
you.
no. Now I'm still struggling with it, but I think it has gotten better. Like if you ask me for anything, I just say yes because I don't want to feel like I'm a bad person. But now you need yourself first because if anything
Be a
happens
bad
to
person.
because anything can actually happen to you, honestly, anything can happen to you. So I mean I'm the host of this, but I really enjoyed this episode, this session, and it was really, really fun. I mean, the fact that we could converse, discuss. If you like to be a part of my show, you want to feature or you have a topic in your mind, you can send me a mail at livechronicles with adefe@gmail.com. Or you can put it in the comment section. So I'm going to reach out to you. Thank you for sticking by, and I'm sure you really enjoyed it. So, bye. Till next
Bye.
episode.